fuel station.
And this is round 2 of the monster trucks. The Lone Ranger, Gary Bauer, Vienna, Ohio. First car out for round 2.
It's a 1985 Ford short bed Ranger with a blown 460 Ford motor that he's been nursing so far this evening.
Yes, indeed he has. And here he comes around the dirt, heads for the cars. They've been flattened now from one complete round. The Lone Ranger heading for car number 1. Hits it evenly, no problems. Gets a little sideways in midair, but comes all the way over. Does not hesitate or stop. Slowing down now. That's going to cost him time.
As he eases it into gear, he's still nursing that
yeah,
motor.
He's going to have to put the pedal to the metal on this machine if he hopes to make it to the finals. The Lone Ranger across the finish line. Coasts across, looking back at it. A good launch off the line, a little bit sideways in midair. Well, when one of these things flips over, it's a 6 on the Richter scale.
But you can tell they're not getting quite as airborne.
35.29 seconds for the Lone Ranger, the second round. Frankenstein, car number 2, Cliff Starbird of, let's see, where is he from?
Mulvane, Kansas.
That's right. Frankenstein comes up to the line. He's got to beat a 35.29. He had problems with the engine in the first round, Margo.
A real jerky run. The motor seemed to be stalling, just not running smooth enough to get a really terrific time.
Old Ford pickup from the 50s.
I'd say that was a smooth getaway.
Yep, good start. Comes around. Frankenstein heads for the cars. Beautiful. Whoa, up in the air. Now remember, this is a real wide tires, about a foot wider than the others. But he stops.
Oh, no.
Oh, what a tough break for Frankenstein. He is stopped.
Carburation problems are something that you run into when these cars get into an inclined position like that. Where's the fuel going to go?
That's right. And suddenly the engine starts for fuel, and he stops. Coming over the cars, no problems. Now is where he has problems. And he is down faster than an Idaho thermometer in January. That's it for Frankenstein. An incomplete run for the yellow Ford. One of the most successful monster trucks ever out of the Northeast, Little Bearfoot with Barry Packard. And earlier, Margo had a chance to talk with Barry.
The only representative from the East Coast, Barry Packard from North Conway, New Hampshire. Barry, you're 23 years old. What got you started in monster trucks?
Well, I've always raced my own pickup, and I used to go to the shows and watch the other guys with the monsters, and I was going to build my own into one, and then I came across this truck, which was for sale, and well, I bought it last April.
What's the trick to driving one of these?
Well, straight line's pretty simple. It's an automatic transmission. You just put it in gear and go. It's when you get into your tight turns and using front and rear steering, it gets a little more tricky.
What are your chances up against the Midwest boys?
They're pretty good. The truck's been racing with them for the past 3.5 years, and it's beaten them, and they've beaten the truck, so the truck is capable. It's just a matter of me doing it.
Okay, Barry.
And this is Little Bearfoot, a 1982 Chevy S10 pickup, a blown Chevy 454 big block engine, bored out to a 460. He gets off the line. Good, Margo.
Coming out of the first round, he was in 3rd place. Not bad for a guy that less than a year ago, he was sitting up at the stands watching the event. Now he's an owner driver of a monster truck.
He sets it up right, comes over a little bit to the left, almost goes on its side. And yes, these monster trucks do go on their side occasionally, and it's a 6 or 7 on the Richter scale, as we said. He comes around, and Barry Packard is heading for the checkered flag.
Making a nice tight run, cutting a close corner there.
Looking back at it in slow motion, gets up a little bit over to the left. The second round of monster truck competition. And Little Bearfoot's time, let's check it now, 29.04 seconds. That's the best time so far in the second round.
And here's Big Toe, the only monster tow truck on the circuit. And earlier, Larry had a chance to talk with the driver.
A fully operational tow truck, monster truck, only Big Toe. Ray Perkowski, St. Louis, Missouri, the owner, the builder. Why a tow truck, monster truck?
Well, it's the only one around, and a lot of the monster trucks, when they break, the only way they can get them off the track is with a dozer. So we figured we'd get a wrecker and take them off with that.
Now, you have a towing business, right?
Yes, in St. Louis.
And you built the truck yourself?
Yes.
What's different about this truck other than the fact that it's a tow truck?
Well, it's 100% operational, which a lot of people believe about that, but it all works. We'll tow anything.
And you're planning somewhere in the future to tow a car over the other cars?
We're going to tow 1, maybe 2 cars over with us when we're crushing cars.
I've never seen anything like that before.
It'll be done.
How long did it take you to build the truck, Ray?
About 2-3 years.
And you did a lot of the work yourself?
Yes, I got a full-time mechanic that works on it.
You have got about, what, $100,000 wrapped up in this?
About $100,000 in parts. It's not including labor.
So it's got to be a lot more than that in the labor, because this took a long time.
Oh, yeah, but you can't count labor.
What is the toughest thing about driving a monster truck when you actually get in the competition? What's the hardest part?
Mainly it's just controlling it. You know, coming off the cars, you know, keeping the thing going straight or where you have to go.
Well, I hope you go where you're trying to go tonight.
We'll try to tonight.
It's called Big Tow. Ray Frykowski, the only 100% operational tow truck, monster truck in existence. The time to beat is Little Bearfoot's 29.04. A little bit of a slow start there for Big Tow.
Again, he's got a lot of weight to pull around, and he was not a great run in the first round.
And he stalls on the dirt as he tries to come around. They're going to have to time this run with a sundial. He is stopped. He's dead stopped. Oh, what a disappointment for Big Tow. He gets it started again. Comes around off the dirt. But it's almost a foregone conclusion he is not going to win this round. Let's see. Hits the cars. Good. Strong, hard. Comes over, up, and stalls again.
Oh, no. Insult to injury. He's made another mistake. But you've got to drive these trucks to learn how to do it. And the more experience you get, the better you'll do.
And again, this machine is much, much heavier than the other monster trucks. The winner of this round advances to the final round against Monster Vet. But it looks like it's going to be an incomplete run for Big Tow. Let's take a look back. Whoa, almost goes over completely into the mud. Stall, stopped, and that's it. Good night, Mama. And they are towing Big Tow back to the pits.
And mark up a DNF for Big Tow.
You know, we talked earlier about the dozer having to tow the monster trucks, and here's a perfect example of how that's done. What a terrible ending for Big Tow's run here in the second round.
His name, he was hoping he wouldn't have to be towed himself.
Good look at the four-wheel steering on the monster trucks. Look at the rear wheels steer over there as they tow him back. Big Tow.
Better to be towed back than to have a busted-up truck.
This is Nightlife, and this is Dave WIECZOREK, the driver. Comes up on the line. Nightlife. He had the second best time earlier, 24.67. Let's see what he can do now. Nightlife.
An aggressive driver. He takes that turn, bouncing around the turn there.
Comes around. He is looking awfully good. Swinging that rear end around, now hitting the cars, coming over, not slowing down a bit. He keeps the pedal to the metal.
Good thing he had a helmet on. Did you see his head wake, flopping up against the cab there?
Real tight there in the last turn, however. He hits, slams into the dirt. That's going to hurt him. Top brake, looking back at slow motion, the slow motion of Nightlife. I think he might have been across the line, Margo.
That's all he had to do.
Let's take a look at the time. Oh, 21.98 seconds for Nightlife. He goes to the final round. That's a fast time. Little Bearfoot, 29.04. Lone Ranger, 35.29. And Big Tow and Frankenstein did not finish the runs. Incomplete runs. So Nightlife serves notice. He's the machine to beat. Cliff Starbird, Monster Vet, will go to the final with Dave WIECZOREK's Nightlife. Remember that Nightlife's second run was faster than Monster Vet's first run. So the finals, Monster Vet versus Nightlife. We'll be right back with the final round of monster truck competition. It's a battle to the finish between an 84 Chevy Corvette against the 77 Chevy Stepside. A battle to the finish.